So as we move into the Need for Speed cycle, just a couple of key points. Now, sprinting is a technique. It's a technique that needs to be trained, and you'll be able to watch the athletes in the gym. You'll see who actually ran track at one point, okay? But a few kind of basic components we want to talk about, and also in regards to the progression, okay? We're using a rate of perceived exertion scale. We can't go out and do a time and have you guys run, hey, this week an 8 second, then an 8.5, then a 9 second. So we're basically using this kind of RPE scale and percentage. And the key thing to notice here is that if you notice, say we're just doing 4 sprints here, all right, each one will get faster, but even the last one is still 10% away from a maximal effort. Right now, we are just really focusing on preparing our bodies for acceleration work and speed work. We don't want you guys going out there and racing. So you're not trying to get caught up in the moment, be competitive, and catch the guy in front of you. We want you guys to have good, solid mechanics every time, building up as we move through this cycle. Each week we'll progress the distance of this. Right now we're working 50s, then we'll go to 100, then we'll go to 150, and we'll finish this block up with 200-meter sprints, okay? So we're gonna basically accelerate, we're gonna hold it for a longer and longer distance each week. A couple things to think about sprinting technique is we want to think about cheek to cheek and keeping our elbows in. A lot of times we'll see athletes doing this right here, okay? We want those elbows tucked, and think about if you have a hammer in your hand that you're whacking a nail behind you. So if I have one hand back here by this cheek, my ass cheek, this one right here by this cheek, I'm gonna whip this hand back and I'm gonna pull this one forward. It's a very, very upper body dependent movement. It's not like jogging or doing aerobic work where your hands are just kind of lightly relaxing. You're gonna actively use your upper body when you're sprint. The second thing is standing tall, not only with your hips, but your head. Okay, we don't want you chin up, we don't want you chin down like this, okay? We want that chin up, head and eyes forward, and you should be fully extended at your hips. You shouldn't be collapsed in like this, and you shouldn't be pushing your hips way out in front. Stand tall with both the hips and the head. The final thing is, I want you guys to think about pushing the ground away from you, okay? What we don't want to do is reach out for the ground like this and have our foot contact way in front of our hip like so. We want a good angle, all right? As we're running, we're pushing the ground away. You can't do it right now because it's static, I'll just fall over. But you need to think about this foot striking just under the hip here, and you are pushing the ground away from you. That's what's creating that acceleration and speed. So those 3 components, all right? Cheek to cheek, stand tall, push the ground away, and we'll have a good, safe cycle.